Good morning, students. Today we will be studying measurement of length. This is the part B of first chapter. In measurement of length, we will be basically studying how to measure an object with the help of vernier caliper as well as micrometer screw gauge. But before moving for direct measurement, we need to know some basic terms. So first term which we should be knowing is least count. What do you mean by least count? Least count is the mainly smallest reading or smallest measurement that can be taken accurately with the help of that instrument. Least count is the smallest measurement that can be taken accurately. Over here we are having two instruments, voltmeter which is used for measuring voltage, ammeter which is used for measuring current. Over here you will see that from 0 to 2 there are 4 lines. So each line comprises for what value, or else whenever needle will move from 0 to first line, what will be the reading that we have to find out. So for finding the least count, what we will be doing, we have to take 2 divided by how many lines in between 0 and 2, that is 4. Also we have to consider this line as well. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So it is 2 upon 5, that is 0.4 volt. So least count of this instrument is 0.4 volt. Means what? Whenever this needle will move from 0 to this point, the reading will increase by 0.4 volt. Again from year to year, the reading will increase. Again 0.4, it will be 0.8. Again it will go on and on. Next one, ammeter. Over here, between 0 and 10, there are 4 lines. Again 10 divided by number of lines which is coming over here, that is 4 plus 1 again. So it is 10 divided by 5. So it is coming 2 ampere. Means whenever the needle will move from 0 to first line, the reading will increase by 2 ampere, another line 4 ampere, and it will go on and on. Next one is vernier constant. Vernier constant is defined as, or it is a difference between the values of one main scale division and one vernier scale division. Difference between the values of one main scale division and one vernier scale division. It is also called as vernier constant. Least count, LC is denoting least count. Least count formula is value of one main scale division upon total number of division on vernier. Value of one main scale division upon total number of division in vernier. Next, this is a generalized formula for finding the length. Length can be founded out with the help of vernier reading. Whatever reading in vernier scale which we will be getting, take for example 5 we are getting, that should be multiplied by the least count of that instrument. Now least count of that instrument varies from device to device or from instrument to instrument, which will be cleared afterwards. Next one, total reading is equal to main scale reading plus vernier reading. Means whatever we will be getting vernier reading over here, that we have to add with main scale reading to get total reading. Next one, this is a vernier caliper. Vernier caliper is basically having two types of scale. This big one is called as a main scale. What is this called? Big one is called big scale, and the shaded one is called as a vernier scale. Shaded one is called as a vernier scale. Over here, this diagram will not be coming for the exam, but you should be knowing each and every part of this instrument. Take for example, this big scale is called as a main scale. This small scale is called as a vernier scale. Vernier scale is having two jaws. One is outside jaws and another one is inside jaws. Inside jaws is used for finding the inner diameter of a hollow cylinder, inner diameter, and outside jaws is used for finding the outer diameter, as well as it is used for measuring the length of the object as well. This screw is used for tightening purpose. This leveling is very important because in the exams they might ask you different parts. They will just give you A, B, C, D. You have to identify what is A. Along with identification, you also have to specify the functions of each part, which we'll be studying in the next slide. Okay. Vernier caliper. Like I have already stated that different instruments are having different least count. So we will see what is the least count of this vernier caliper. Least count of vernier caliper is value of one main scale division. Value of one main scale division upon total number of division on vernier scale. Value of main scale division means what? It is the same scale which we are using from our childhood. That main scale division's least count is 0.1. Least count of that main scale division's least count is what? 0.1 upon total number of division on vernier scale, that is 10. So it is 0.1 upon 10. If you divide it, you will be getting the answer, that is 0.01 centimeter. So least count of this vernier caliper is 0.01 centimeter. Over here there are different parts been given of the vernier caliper along with its function as well. This is very important as per exam point of view. First one is outside jaw. It is used for finding the length of the rod, diameter of a sphere, external diameter of a hollow cylinder. Inside jaws. Inside jaws is used to measure the inner diameter of a hollow cylinder or a pipe. Strip. There is a strip which is at the end. I will show you. This T, if you move this vernier caliper outside, vernier scale outside, this T also will move outside. So with the help of this T is also called as a strip. It is used to measure the depth of a beaker or a bottle. How much deep the bottle is or the beaker is, we can measure it with the help of this strip. Next one, main scale. Main scale is used for measuring the length of the object up till 0.1 centimeter. I will suggest you to do all the readings as well as writing the least count. That should only be prescribed to centimeter only. If you learn everything in centimeter, then it will be more nice. Otherwise, you will be studying centimeter and writing in mm. It will be confusion for you only. Next one is vernier scale. Helps to measure the length correct up to 0.01 centimeter. Vernier scale, it helps to measure correct length up to 0.01 centimeter. So main scale, vernier scale, this all are the parts of the vernier caliper as well as functions of each part. Next one, we will be proceeding to error. We have already seen that vernier caliper are having jaws, two jaws. If we bring both the jaws close to each other, see, above is a main scale and below is a vernier scale. After bringing both the jaws close to each other, if 0 of the main scale coincides with 0 of the vernier scale, then we will say that it is having no error. In this case, 0 error will not be considered. Error. After bringing two jaws close to each other, main scale as well as vernier scale, if 0 mark of the main scale, this is the main scale and below is a vernier scale, if 0 mark of the main scale moves forward, than the zero mark of the vernier scale. If zero mark of the main scale is moving forward, then zero mark of the vernier scale, then zero error is called positive error, then zero error is called positive error. Next, what we have to do, we have to find which line is coinciding exactly over here. Which line is exactly coinciding over here? You will see that sixth line is coinciding. Sixth line is coinciding, but over here it has been written third. It is wrong. Don't consider it. Whatever line is coinciding means sixth line is coinciding. We have to multiply 6 by least count of this instrument. We have to multiply 6 by least count of this instrument. Least count of this instrument was what? That was 0.01 centimeter. So 6 into 0.01 centimeter will be 0.06 centimeter. So this is a zero error which we have to consider while taking final reading. Next one. On bringing the two jaws, if zero mark of the main scale, you will see that this is the main scale. Zero mark of the main scale is moving behind the zero mark of the vernier scale. Again I will tell, zero mark of the main scale is moving behind the zero mark of the vernier scale. Then this type of error is called as a negative error. This type of error is what? Called negative error. As it is negative error, so what we will be doing? Over here what we have to do? We have to subtract 10 by 6. As it is 6 line coinciding, so what we will be doing? We will be subtracting 10 by 6. 10 minus 6 is what? 4. So it is 0.01 centimeter. It is what? 0.01 centimeter. So we have to multiply for whatever we have got. We have to multiply this by the least count of that instrument. So it is minus 4. As it is a negative error, we have considered minus 4 into 0.01. We will be getting minus 0.04 centimeter. We have to consider this while taking final reading. Next one, which we will be starting, is a screw. Screw basically depends upon the pitch. Pitch is what? You have to understand the pitch first of all. It is a distance moved along its axis by the screw in one complete rotation. Take for example, I am having one screw. Previously, it is at certain point. Whatever distance it is moving for one complete rotation is called as a pitch of the screw. Least count of this micrometer screw gauge is pitch of the screw upon total number of division on circular scale. Total number of division on a circular scale. This is important. Screw gauge works on the principle of a screw. Screw gauge basically works on the principle of a screw. This is a diagram for screw gauge. Again, diagram is not required, but name of each part is required. Each and every name is very important. Like for example, this is a ratchet. You should be knowing this is a ratchet. This is a circular scale. Again, this screw gauge is having two scales. One is main scale, another one is circular scale. This is a circular scale. This is a main scale. This is a shed A and B. This is a main scale. Okay. This is a baseline. This is a baseline. This is a hollow cylinder. It is also called as a thimble. It is also called what? Thimble. Now we will see all the parts along with its functions. Ratchet. Ratchet means what? This one. What is the use of this ratchet? We will see. To advance the screw by turning it till the object is gently held between the stud and the springle of the screw. We never tighten this with the help of this one. We always use this ratchet. This ratchet takes care that whatever object has been inserted over here will never break, because as soon as it comes in closer to the object, the ratchet will make some sort of sound so that it is clear that it is enough. We no need for tightening it further. Next one, sleeve. To mark main scale and a baseline. Sleeve. This is a sleeve to mark the baseline and the main scale. Thimble to mark circular scale. Thimble is used for marking circular scale. This thimble is used for marking circular scale. Main scale to measure the length corrected up till 0.1 centimeter. To measure the length up till 0.1 centimeter. Circular scale helps to measure length corrected up till 0.001 centimeter. Helps to measure length corrected up till 0.001 centimeter. Okay, over here the least count of this micrometer screw gauge is 0.001 centimeter. Over here whatever has been written, that is the least count of that instrument, that is 0.001 centimeter. Means micrometer screw gauge is more accurate as compared to vernier caliper as well. Now we will see the errors. After closing the screw, on bringing the flattened B of the circular scale in contact with the stud of A, if 0 of the baseline coincides with the 0 of the circular scale, then this screw gauge is having no zero error, or we can also say it is free from zero error. Next one, after bringing the circular scale and the main scale close to each other, if we see the 0 of the circular scale is going below the baseline, you can see this circular scale, 0 of this circular scale is going below the 0 of the main scale, then we will say that it is having positive error. What type of error it is having? It is having positive error. And we have to see which line is coinciding with the baseline. You will see that fifth line is coinciding with the baseline. As it is fifth line, we have to multiply 5 by least count of this instrument. What is the least count of this instrument? That is 0.001 centimeter. So the final reading of error will be 0.005 centimeter. Again, after closing the screw gauge, if circular scale B0 moves ahead than the baseline, circular scale 0 is moving ahead the baseline, we will see that it is having negative error. What type of error it is having? Negative error. And again we have to see which line it is coming over here. We will see that 95th line is coming. So only we have to consider from year to year this error we have to consider. We don't have to consider 95. So what we'll be doing? Circular scale is having 100 divisions. How much division it is having? 100. So we have to consider from year to year only this much of division. So what we'll be doing? We will be subtracting it by 100. So it is 100 minus 95 into 0.001. So the final reading will be minus 0.005. Why it is negative? We have taken because it is a negative error. Okay. So the final error will be 0.005 centimeter. Next one is a backlash error. Backlash error means what? Whenever we are using a screw gauge, it has been preferred that always rotate the screw gauge in one direction only. In one direction only. If we suddenly start rotating in another direction, or if suddenly we reverse the direction, it might happen that it is not moving in a forward direction, but it is rotating only in a circular manner. I will read it for you. Due to wear and tear of the threads of the screw gauge. If we are using screw gauge for longer duration, if there is rust, if rust is already there, it is observed that on reversing the direction of the rotation of the thimble, if we are rotating thimble in one direction and suddenly we are reversing, then the tip of the screw does not start moving in opposite direction at once. Tip of the screw means the screw will not be moving in one direction at that time only, but it will remain stationary for a part of rotation. It will remain stationary, it will not move in forward direction, but it will only rotate in a circular manner. At that time, what will happen? Such type of error will be there. It is called as a backlash error. Means what? It is rotating in a circular manner, but it is not rotating in a forward direction. Okay. To avoid this, how we can avoid this? While taking the measurement, the screw should be rotated in one direction only. The screw shouldn't be rotated in another direction, but it should be rotated in one direction only. This is the end of part B. I hope that you have understood. Thank you.